And going to pick 15, your Patriots select Matt Jones. To me, this really reminded me of I cannot remember his name. I just watched it the other day. The one quarterback on draft day who started to slide quite a bit and thought he was going to be like the top pick. And then I cannot remember his name at all. But
Aaron Rodgers?
No, Draft Day, the movie. The quarterback who was supposed to be number one. Yeah, this kind of reminds me of a similar situation with Bo Callahan. He's going to be number one pick, drops to 7. There's lots of reports of Matt Jones going to be number 3. He ends up going through 15 to New England. So what are your thoughts with Matt Jones going to your New England Patriots?
The only difference between Mac and Bo Callahan, by the way, for those of you who watched Draft Day, is that Mac, I think people did go to his birthday party. So just a quick little Draft Day shout out. But at first, it was kind of like, when you go to a restaurant, you're excited for like a particular dish and they say, hey, we're out of that, but you can have this instead. It's still good, but it's not what you wanted. That's what Mac was to me. That's my initial reaction. I recorded literally right after he was drafted, I waited a bit. I recorded just a quick podcast, just giving my thoughts. Look, I don't expect him to come in and start week 1. I expect they're going to run it. They have this offense built around Cam. They're going to be running a lot of 2 tight end sets. But with Mac, there's potential for that Brady offense to click again, where you see a lot of short passes, a lot of yak. That's why they have Kendrick Bourne, Nelson Aguilar. That's why they drafted Trey Nixon. But this year, honestly, is Mac's just to sit back and learn. And then, you know what, next year, Cam doesn't come back. This is Mac's team to take over. That's how I feel about this. But with Mac, you know what? At the end of the day, I'm not going to crap on a guy because he's who we drafted. He's my quarterback. So all in all, I'm going to learn to embrace him. Michael McCorkle-Jones is my guy, is my quarterback. And like how you have a number 9 jersey with Burrow on it, obviously I know they're a little different. I'm good. He's my guy. He's my quarterback. I know I've said it a bunch, but look, as a Patriots fan, there's a lot of us who are still Cam. There's a lot of Cam truthers out there. There's a lot of people who are believed in Stidham, who I think now have converted to Jones. For now, I'm going to believe in Cam as a starter, but if Cam plays like the Cam of 2020, he's going to get yanked and Mac will be the quarterback.
Yeah, my top 5 quarterbacks going into this, draft season, in no particular order, I had Lawrence, Fields, Trey Lance, and Matt Jones. See, out of the 5, the only quarterback I did not really have a comparison for was Matt Jones. I know it sounds kind of crazy. He's nowhere near as good as him. I think when you look at Matt Jones' playing style, he reminds me so much of Tom Brady. He's not going to be Tom Brady. I'm not comparing he's going to be better. But you look at their simply playing style. He does everything so good. He's a great he does everything good. I mean, he's a really good guy. Deep ball. He's so freaking smart. It reminds me so much of Tom Brady in that aspect. It's insane. To me, the reason why Matt Jones fell so much was because those 4 quarterbacks other mentioned, they had more potential. I think Matt Jones, out of the 5, has the least. He doesn't have that mobility like some of those other quarterbacks do. But I think Matt Jones, it's a fantastic pick here by New England, and he really reminds me so much of Tom Brady. I mean, we've seen what Tom Brady has done in New England. I don't expect that to happen with Matt Jones, but I really, really like this Jones pick. To me, I definitely thought it was one of the best picks in the first round.
It's going to be a little thing that Belichick's going to go with. The reports that came out of New England early Thursday afternoon were that, hey, Fields may be a smokescreen, and Mac was really the guy that Belichick wants. It's like I said, he's my quarterback. I'm going to learn to live with it. But with Mac, I'm not going to compare him to Tom because obviously there's no one like Tom unless we somehow end up winning another 6 championships in the next 20 years. It'd be great, but I can't see it happening. The thing with Mac is, if you look at his game film from last year, obviously he had an unbelievable receiving core to throw to Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, John Mechie, who will probably be a first-round pick next year. But the thing with him is, though, if you give him time and a great offensive line, he can work. The other reason, too, with me, I've been skeptical of Alabama quarterbacks because a lot of them flake out when they get to the NFL. Look at A.J. McCarron. Look at Greg McElroy. Look at Jake Coker. Tua's really the first one. I'm not counting Hurts just because obviously he finished at Oklahoma. But Tua's went into a good system in Miami. That's why there's hope. All those other quarterbacks like A.J. McCarron and stuff, like he went to Cincinnati and he never really got that shining chance to start. I know he started a couple of games, but nothing significant. Meanwhile, with Mac, they're going to develop him properly, and that's why I'm excited for it more than anything, is the fact that, look, obviously, and here's the other thing, too, I'm going to say. At the Alabama Pro Day, none of the coaches spoke to Nick Saban. Only one coach spoke to Nick Saban. That was Bill Belichick.